Simcha, celebration, Simcha, Simcha, celebration of life.
Hello, welcome to Simcha, a celebration of life. I'm Nikki Wallman. The second annual Sinai Indaba conference was held in mid-June. The conference was a gathering of top international speakers who came from all parts of the Jewish world to discuss and debate the issues that affect us on a daily basis, both as Jews and human beings. The tagline of the Sinai Indaba is Torah talking to a modern world, emphasizing that Torah concepts apply to real life.
One of the most important things to understand about Sinai Indaba, it's not a conference, it's not even just a gathering or a communal event. It's not just about the intellectual firepower, and there certainly is. It's about the South African Jewish community coming together in a spirit of unity. It's a convention for the whole community. You know, I'll give you an example. Take a wedding, you know, marriage. You could get married and just have 10 people there. But yet people have these large parties with hundreds of family and friends. Why? Because there's a very deep human need to come together in large numbers and reaffirm values. So when family and friends get together, they're celebrating the couple, they're celebrating marriage, they're celebrating the bonds of family and friendship. And that's what Sinai Indaba is about. It's about the South African Jewish community coming together around a shared moral vision for the future.
I think having something like Sinai Indaba, where they've flown in really the rock stars of the Jewish world from all over the world to come, and everything is happening at the same time, creates incredible energy. And when you have this energy, it's like people are drawn to it. It becomes the thing to do. I think it seems to be like the highlight of the year for the Jewish communities. And I've been in 3 of the communities: Durban, Cape Town, and Johannesburg. And in each one, it's just, well, first of all, the population is bigger and bigger, but the percentage of the community that's coming out to these events is like unprecedented.
In the 25 years that my husband and I have been working in Jewish outreach, in family-based Kiruv, Eshet Torah centers, in general, we have found that when you inspire a man, sometimes you create a problem. And when you inspire a woman, often you create a solution. Men, when they get excited about their Judaism, often come home and make proclamations and edicts. We're koshering the home on Thursday. Hide the parakeet. They're coming with the blowtorches, all right? And on Friday, you're going to clean up the house, make it beautiful, dress up the children, make all my favorite food, and for 26 hours, you're not going to talk on the phone to your mother or go shopping. If the woman doesn't want this to happen, is this happening? This is going nowhere fast. But if a woman wants to bring more Judaism into the home, what does she do? She doesn't make proclamations and edicts. She says, honey, on Friday, come home early today. He comes home, the home is beautiful, she's beautiful, the children are beautiful. She's made all his favorite food. She's invited all his favorite friends. She makes it very romantic that night. He'd be an idiot not to come home early next Friday night.
I found that wherever I spoke, that people were very open and very thirsty. I think that the community of Durban definitely is more assimilated and farther away than something like a Joburg, just by the nature of where they are and what they have access to. So the fact that Sinai Indaba did not disenfranchise them. It wasn't just like, well, if you don't come to Joburg, you're not going to get it. Like, they brought this Torah and this wisdom and this event right to their doorstep.
We're not so much the people of the book. That's a lie, another lie I learned on public television. We're the people of a living tradition. And Ptolemy took this living tradition and made it something that was to which we were outsiders.
Sometimes maybe people would think, well, if I'm going to discover Torah for myself, it might prevent uniting. But I think for me, what this showed, this conference, and what I did lecture about, is that discovery itself, finding my own portion or my own perspective or my own life within Torah is part of the process of uniting. Some people would think that maybe difference threatens unity. And I think in the ideal sense, the Sinai Indaba shows that really through discovery of one's own perspective, only through that does a genuine kind of unity emerge.
community plays a big part in the Sinai Indaba. Our sages describe the experience of the Jewish people at the foot of Mount Sinai as Ke'ish echad belev echad, like one person with one heart. The Sinai Indaba, which took place across different communities throughout South Africa, reflects this unity.
The Sinai Indaba is a totally unique event because it's not a conference. It's a redefinition of Judaism and Torah for the modern mind. And it's taking 3,300-year-old ideas and showing us how they apply to our lives today. There's nothing like that in the whole world.
Yonatan Razel and the musicians, the band that will be joining him, are not the entertainment of Sinai Indaba. And sure, they're entertaining. They are part of the experience. Their music is soulful. He is a Levi, and the music in the Beit HaMikdash, in the temple, was to inspire, because to serve God is not only intellectually. We've seen tremendous intellectual firepower over the last 24 hours at Sinai Indaba, and this is part of the neshama.
Make His will your will. If you align your individual will with the universal will of God, then you become a channel for God's will in the world. So when we're putting on tefillin, what we're basically doing is we're connecting ourselves to God's oneness, and we're committing and recognizing that all our physical motor skills belong to God. I believe that so many of us are living with childish understandings of God and our tradition. And so what I'm offering people is what I call an adult version of Judaism based on the secrets of Torah. Many people are familiar with Torah and Talmud, but the secret side of Judaism, which really delves into the soul meaning and offers us a sophisticated, systematic appreciation of who we are, why we are, and what is the nature of the relation between the human and divine. So that talk, The Secret Life of God, really reveals some very provocative but really inspiring new paradigms on what it means to experience God in your life.
I think it's been fantastic. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're about 2/3 of the way, and every single time each speaker just gets better and better. You think there's like a build-up, like what's happening, where's it going, and you just see that it's all part of a bigger picture. Everyone's sort of on the same page. I think there's a lot of inspiration, a lot of learning, everything under one roof, and I just think the Chief Rabbi and his office have done an amazing job.
I'm absolutely loving it. It's just so inspiring, and the few lectures that I've gone to have just blown me away.
Very interesting. The quality of speakers have been great and inspiring.
The Sinai Indaba is really a tour de force, in my opinion, with the absolute breadth of international speakers that Chief Rabbi Goldstein has been able to bring out, not only on the religious side, but politically, on the social science side, but certainly a tremendous intellectual experience, and something that everyone really should attend.
Being a speaker here at this program is different. I mean, I've been speaking for a long time in many, many places, but to have a collection of speakers from such varied backgrounds, although all traditional Judaism, but you know, no two Jews agree on anything. So to have all these speakers get together and have a crowd like this is really the first time in my career.
What am I doing here? As you've read or heard, I did spend some time in the church, and then I wound up wearing a yarmulke, and it's been a whole confusing mess, so I thought I would come to South Africa and straighten it all out.
So the talk that I did this morning is, in truth, what I really track is the nature of oneness, meaning that I took that journey taking one little tiny step at a time, and that our God is really the God, Echad, the God of one. And one of the places that manifests itself is that we can do almost anything and go almost anywhere if we take little steps to get there. When we look at a big project and say, well, that's just it's too far to go to keeping Shabbos, that's crazy. That's how I thought of it. I saw how joyful it was and how beautiful it was, but it was too foreign. But without ever intending to set out to do that, by taking one little step each day towards greater learning and greater understanding and towards visiting people on Shabbos, over the course of time, those steps add up and you can go a great distance. So it's basically trying to empower people to go after their goals by taking one little step at a time.
The South African community is really striking. That there is really a sense, and I don't think you have this feeling in other places, that the community is diverse, yet there is really that sense of unity.
It gives a chance for the entire community to come together to share the basic Jewish vision of morality, of Torah, of tolerance, of the ability to influence, even though we are small in numbers, but the ability to bring light into the world. And I think that people that came to this event, the thousands who came to this event, is a testimony of the fact that Jews are interested in that mission, and they see themselves as part of this continuity of Jewish history and destiny.
Well, that's the show for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'd like to invite you to join our Simcha community by finding us on Facebook at Spirit Sister Productions Network. And if you've missed any of our previous shows, you can find them too on our website at www.spiritsister.co.za. As always, from me, Nikki, and the team, shalom and have a safe and peaceful week.
Sing to Hashem, sing to Hashem, Shir al Hashem, King of Malala.